Hi, you can heal family. Now, let me see what's going on here. All right. Hi, you can heal family. Now, we're here tonight. We're going to be calm, and this lighting looks weird. That's okay. We're gonna just be calm tonight. And I'm just going to reflect a little bit about my day. So, Father, I thank you that I'm here in your presence and just wanting more of you, trusting you, and going forward by faith. In Jesus' name, bless all those who will come on this live and those who are going to listen to the replay. They are called by you to be on this channel at this appointed time. In Jesus' name, amen. Now, hi, Acacia. I had an interesting day, and I think my day started like at midnight last night, coming off of Lisa's live. So I purposed in my heart last night to make a video of the Bible, the study with me, and I got up early. Acacia, matter of fact, I think I text you like first thing this morning when I got up. And that video, I think, is still trying to upload. And I'm not good with my phone and trying to figure out how to clear this thing out and hook it up to my computer to get all these pictures out of my phone. I think that's the issue. And it's just like, I was really discouraged that this video did not go out by 7 o'clock. It really bothered me, but a couple people on the community page, really reminded me like, it's all right, God's timing. But what I did do was I posted a scripture from the reading, and I was saying in the comments to the young lady, like if that video would have gone out at 7, maybe I would have never posted that scripture. And I think I'm going to start posting verses from what I read in the morning. And so that was kind of how like my day started. So God turned it around, ready to blame the enemy, of course, but maybe the Lord was trying to show me that. And then I had some appointments today, and I was thinking, because I think about all the people who like drive and do and make videos. And I think for me, hi Tracy, and I think for me, like when I get in my car, I'm away from children, and like I really don't want to talk to anybody. Because I was like, Sheena, everybody's making videos in their car, but I had to be reminded I have to be myself. And, I don't really feel led to do that. Like if my car is parked, I'll make a video. And I've done it a couple times driving, but it honestly really, really makes me uneasy. I don't know. Maybe I have to break down that barrier or whatever. But right now, when I'm in my car, I like being alone. I have no babies crying, and I have no, my children aren't needing me if I'm by myself. So that I had those thoughts today, and a couple other things happened, and I was like, God. Now I'm laughing because Lisa's not on here, but she said last night I closed my eyes. I don't know. I guess I do because I'm really trying to get my whole thoughts together and like what I'm really trying to get across to you. But it's kind of like timing. God's timing is so good and so perfect. And he showed me that last night on Lisa's live. And I summed it up this morning, kind of when I made that video. And right now, my brain's not letting me pull it all together. But I think the takeaway for me is, don't doubt. And I shared a little bit how my maiden name is Thomas, and I still have my married name Major. Don't doubt. And when God says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. So when I looked at the first couple sentences of the chapter we're going to read tonight, and you can heal, I just nearly like, get the sheet, cover me up, rub my back. I need to run down to the altar because the beginning, I was like, wow, Lord, if you really do put something on someone's heart, it's going to happen. if you truly are in Christ, right? And you could be listening and maybe you're not a believer and there's something you want to do, even you can do it. Oh yeah, you can do it. You know, let me get some tea and just go for God. I was just on Gigi's live a few minutes ago. There was a lot going on. I had to settle down. I said, let me go live and like calm myself down before I start getting ready for bed. And that's another thing I'm going to share. Like me trying to get in my bed by 9 o'clock and then have my quiet reading time and just my wind down time for 30 minutes. It is a struggle bus, okay? It is a whole thing. And yeah, like right now it's 9:21, but that's okay. That's just how it's working out. But I'm going to purpose in my heart to get up. And I think tomorrow, or I know tomorrow, I'm going to have to go live and read the study with me because I don't want the video to not upload. Do you know some people in the comments say that they use those studies with me as part of their morning routine? And after listening to the 6 hours of Lisa, I was real convicted in a good way about let's stop making excuses why I'm not reading first thing in the morning as long as I post the reading. God was like, that is not what I called you and asked you to do. So stop doing that. So yeah, so that's why I was really disappointed when that video didn't upload. I was like, oh, Satan, you're just snake in the grass, right? He's such a liar. Yeah, I feel you on the struggle bus. Right, Tracy Ann. It was like, man, what is happening here? What's happening? Oh, I think Blessing just got home from work. I love tea. Hi, I'm on a live. Can you is that your phone or the TV?
My phone.
Oh, okay. You coming up?
Yeah.
How was practice?
Bad. So
Why?
I bought myself Legos.
Oh my God, you emotionally shocked at 17 years old? What
did.
happened? Well, you've been wanting that.
She was being mean.
Oh. Well, you know her personality. You just have to take it.
So I bought Legos.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys remember I shared with you that this orchid's not real. It's a Lego set. So Blessing, she had a hard
I
practice.
impulse-buyed. I've been wanting this one though. So
Would you like to tell the people?
nope, I just did.
You just showed. You don't. You never want to show your whole face.
I look really bad right now, and that's not happening. I just need a minute.
Okay. Well, did she get in your face?
No, I'm gonna tell you later, and you're gonna listen to every single morsel of the practice, and you're gonna be on my side. That's what's gonna happen. And if you even be on her side for 1 second, I'll break down.
Okay. Let me see this Lego kit. Which one did you get?
It's the succulent one. It was the only one they had, but I want this one.
Were you at the mall one in the Lego store?
No, we were in just the Walmart.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cute. This one's a succulent plant.
I'm gonna build it tonight and not do my homework.
I don't know if you guys can hear her. She said you must have had a really hard practice. You're gonna build the Lego set instead of doing your homework.
I might do my math homework, but yeah,
What about your English? I do not want to.
Mom, no one. There it goes. Now I'm done for the night. Nobody talk to me.
Well, listen, I said the wrong thing and that just put her right over the edge. Well, the truth hurts, but my goodness. All right, what's going on here? Okay, hi Acacia, Tracy, Ann, and Coach Shena. Christy's here. Yeah, Legos have evolved. They're a lot. Christy, Sam, I include you in my morning. Yeah, see? Yeah, I was convicted on that 6 hour. I said, I got to get this video up by 7 a.m. because how am I going to stop the Lord's work if he wants to use me to help people get their day moving and going? I've got to get out of my way and rise up in the morning, okay? And stop making all these excuses about getting Brent on that early 6:44 a.m. bus. That's a whole thing. But I've been like driving her to school, so. But tomorrow I have to go live. So depending on if I drive her to school, because if I drive her to school, I have to go live first. But if if she gets on the bus, I can go live right at 7. So it'll be somewhere before 7. So just look out for that. And if it's before, then just play it. But it'll be there in the morning. So praise God for that. Hi, Lisa. All right. So I think that's all my chit chat. I think. Now why is this on here? I don't like that. Why is that up there? Let's move that. Um, so confession time, and I'm not one to share openly. So that's why Chrissy Sam, I gotta shout her out because she was on the camera in the video I watched today and she showed her whole body. She did. She stood up and showed the beautiful dress and some people I think just have that personality where they can just, she's showing her kitchen. I think she was standing up maybe in her living room. She's in her car. She was in the bathroom washing her face. Like that to me is strength. And that to me is confidence. And I really, really, really um, am impressed. I'm impressed. Yeah, Chrissy Sam looked beautiful. And I'm impressed by that because I'm not there. I'm not there. And I think either I'm too fearful, which I know his perfect love casts that away, or it's just not my personality. I don't know. That remains to be seen. But shout out to Chrissy. Let's go for God for that. Just really, really beautiful things she's saying. And now, Chrissy, you're going to have to take it because we're on my live now. So I can say pretty much what I want with discretion. But I have to give you this little tip. And I think someone else, maybe it was Acacia, I don't know, but I used to sell Mary Kay years ago. Okay, years ago. Now, this is a little self care lesson. And Chrissy, I'm so pleased how you were doing a face care routine and cleansing your face and getting the makeup off. But always remember, the first thing I learned in Mary Kay was use a gentle cloth. Like washcloths are very rough, like with all the fibers. So they have facial cleansing cloths, and never use a cloth that has dye in it. Always use something white. So white cleansing cloths are best. But if you don't have that, just a white washcloth. And we're not gonna rub, because if we scrub our face too hard with textured material, we can get wrinkles. Yeah, we do not want that. Right? And then also when you're cleaning your face, always go up because gravity wants to push us down. So always everything goes up and then back. You see the difference? Like that. And then even with your forehead, so those wrinkles, you go up like that. And then with your eyes, you take your ring fingers and you go around. And also, Chrissy, when you use your cleansing soap, don't put it right on the washcloth. Put it on the tips of your fingers and gently massage it and go up like that. And always go in towards your eyes with your ring finger because this is your weakest finger. And you go in towards your eyes, up, down, and then back out. So the motion is in, up, and then once you go down under your cheekbone and back out to pull your face back like that. And then also, yeah, so you're putting the cleanser and activating it on your fingers and gently massaging it in. And also then you rinse it just with water, like put your face down and rinse, and then take your cleansing cloth and get it as hot as possible and just lay it over your face and steam your face. I heard you say you had a steamer, so that's even better. But if you don't, get the white cloth as hot as possible and cover your whole face and steam your face that way. And water is the best thing for your skin. And also with the cleansers, the one you had looked pretty decent, but just be careful not to use so much is what I learned because it can dry out. You only need a dot, and I noticed you were putting it on a few times, so you don't need a whole bunch. So that's just my 2 cents on what I used to learn on the Mary Kay streets. Okay. Oh, Tracy Ann. Okay, so you know the old Mary Kay. Yeah. Mary Kay. Yeah, a whole consultation. Yeah, it was good though. I was happy to see her just putting herself out there and like seriously washing her face on the camera. I'm not there. I can't do that. You're welcome, Christy Sam. Yeah, yeah, good old Mary Kay. If it's free, it's for me. And then they had the music, so you'd get everybody hyped up, and everybody would be dancing at those meetings, Monday night meetings. I tell you, Mary, you got to give it to Mary Kay. They make you think you can sell and get the car and everything, everything. But I was too nice. I was giving all my Mary Kay away for free to family and friends, and of course they would take it. No one's gonna say, "Oh no, Shena, this is a business. You have to sell it." So my business went under. It just wasn't good. It wasn't a good fit. No, it wasn't. Okay, what's this? Show this message. Okay. All right. I'm gonna replay this and take notes. Oh, that's cute. They they hyped up that. Oh yeah, Tracy, and you know how they do. They make everybody think you're gonna drive that pink Cadillac. I know I was gonna have a pink Cadillac. But if you don't, if you give you away your products, no, you're not going to have a pink Cadillac. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I usually get on here and I let my tea get cold and it's no good. But yeah, that's funny. They hyped up the pink Cadillac. So, anywho, you guys, let me confess. Okay, I kind of went off on another tangent, but I got to share this because remember a few weeks back or last week, we were talking about being so excited about getting one rose from Raggedy Ronnie from a gas station. And I raised my hand like I was one of those people. Now, you guys have heard me say that the ex-husband and I have been on the phone. Now, these the eyeballs. So lately he's been like saying, "Hey, go to Walmart and pick up some groceries." Now, the last two times he's done this, he's had flowers in the grocery because he'll buy little snacks and stuff for the kids and things like that, you know, things I usually don't buy. But today there was a half dozen red roses, from Walmart in the order. And last week he did some pink carnations with baby's breath. But I gotta tell you, I had to just laugh because you know I remember, and I even said to him, I'm like, now listen, I even said to him, when we were married, I had to beg you to buy me flowers. Well, why did I beg him? Because I needed to feel worthy. So I would think if someone bought something for me and gave it to me, then I would be worthy. But I learned, over the last going on 8 years, I'm already that. I'm already worthy because I'm created in God's image and I don't need flowers to make me feel that way. But do I love flowers? Yeah. Am I going to take the flowers? Yeah, I'm going to take the flowers and I'm going to take the food. But it's just the way I'm seeing things. So I don't know, you guys. I don't know if I'm like experimenting with my healing journey or if I'm playing with fire. So the verdict is out. I see Tracy said, yeah, flower bombing. Flower bombing. But I did call him out and I said, Mr. Major, when I wasn't communicating with you, you would not um, buy groceries for the kids or anything. You just he does pay child support now, thank God. But I find it interesting that when you're talking to me or I'm actually allowing the calls to come through and I'm talking to you, now you're doing the most. If I stop talking to you, would you still you know have these groceries for the children? And he really didn't. He kind of played it off, which I'm not surprised. But, I think maybe I'm in this experimental phase and maybe I'm like testing myself. Like, I don't know. You guys weigh in. Let me know. Stay in the word and in prayer on this. Yeah, yeah, I'm already doing that. That's a given. That's definitely a given. But It's interesting because I've been in this position before since I've started, this coaching thing and learning about addiction and codependency and my healing and why I chose to divorce. And I don't know, I can honestly say, like, I don't know, every relationship I have, let me put it this way, every relationship I have in my life is healthy. And some have tighter boundaries than others. And some of you from Saturday know that, um, my mother and I, have an interesting relationship, but the boundaries are set. And when she does get under my skin, I have the tools to be able to keep my whole self together so I don't totally unravel, you know. And Saturday we had a safe place to share. So I shared a little bit about what was happening. And, I just feel like, well, hold on, I lost my train of thought because I had a good question in there. You're in a different space now, so you can expect the flowers for what they are. Your self-confidence is attractive. Okay, so Lisa said, how did the flowers make me feel now? Well, they don't make me feel anything because I'm already special and I'm already loved. And whether I buy flowers for myself and have them in the home or I don't, I still feel good about me. So the flowers just kind of like enhance my space. My mom got me some flowers for Valentine's Day too. So I had those flowers and then I had these roses and then I had those other carnations. And I've always loved flowers, but now I don't feel like I need them to feel good about myself. So I don't even think it's the flowers. I think in a way it's nice that he would think about me enough to give me the flowers. Now, if his motives are wrong, God's going to deal with that. But do I get to still enjoy the flowers? Oh, yeah. I'm not leaving them at Walmart. I'm taking them home and displaying them because they're pretty. So I don't have any attachment to it. And I think that's honest. I don't think I'm like, oh, now I can reconcile the relationship and get remarried. I don't think that. But I just think I thanked him. I thanked him. That's the right thing to do. So the flowers are just flowers. God will reveal the truth. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He will, but that's where I am in my personal life. And I try to normally when I make videos, I just share in general. I really don't. I'm private and I'm serious and I'm like quiet, honestly, the type of person I really am. And it's a lot for me to share like my personal life. I can try to take lessons so those of you listening can relate to what I'm saying. But this has happened before with me when I started the business because I wasn't divorced when I started this coaching in 2020 of May. So when you go back and listen to those videos, there were times when I would feel like if I talked to him, I couldn't make a video because then I would be a fraud and I would be a fake and I'd be teaching people how to heal and move away from something, but I was talking. So now, it's 2023 and it's part of my journey. Like this whole channel is just my life. It's what I've experienced and what I'm experiencing today. And I think that's why when I listen to Chrissy's videos, and how she'll do this thing where she'll just like recap her day at the end of some of her videos, and I just think that's really healthy. I do it. I have a counselor, or I write in my journal, or I coach myself really, and I just ask myself questions all the time to make sure I'm still here, and I'm not going over the deep end or going down under, right? But sharing this with you guys is easier tonight because I'm getting to know you on here, and I don't think I can be effective if I don't share the truth. That doesn't mean I'm not going to tell you every detail in all my business. But before, I wouldn't make videos at all if I ever spoke with him, and I would have to like detox, because I felt like I relapsed. in this moment tonight, today, I don't feel like I'm relapsing because I'm speaking to him. And I think that shows my growth. And, it's kind of letting me know where I am in this healing. So that's the truth. Okay. That's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And, when I feel led, I'll keep you guys updated, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And, right now it's good. He sent Brenna a tablet, and then she got a case in the mail today. And all this started because little Dolly's just, the kids at school are all talking about their dads, and she's just having a nervous breakdown and all this stuff. But, anyways, that's what's happening over here. That's what's happening over here. So, okay, the flowers are just flowers. If his motives are wrong, it sounds like you are in such a healthy space, it won't affect you. Yeah, Chrissy, that's a good point because a couple times some things have been said, and I'm not afraid to speak. And before, I remember being married, I would just not have a voice, or I'd be afraid of, if I really said what I thought, what would happen, or what he might say, or how he would come back at me. And now it's like, I can be free. I'm free. Lift your hand, right? I'm free. So that feels good. This is a good lesson tonight. Okay. Thank you for your transparency. You're welcome, Tracy Ann. You're being real and sharing your journey, and it's helping us. Okay. And I guess the biggest point with that helping, for me, when I'm in someone's presence, whether it's in person or I'm speaking, if something feels off or uncomfortable, I know what my body does. Like I can feel like my throat tighten, or I can feel myself shrinking, and I'm recognizing that. And now I speak up more, whether it's, no matter who it is, and say really what's going on, or how your words are impacting me in this moment. And sometimes people want to listen, but they won't. But I can feel like I have a voice now, and I didn't have that, you know I don't know, even 3 4 years ago. I wouldn't have done it. So it's a miracle I even got divorced, because I was terrified. I mean, I was like a deer in headlights. It was awful. It was just an awful, awful 3 years. I was literally on an island by myself, like, but God had to take me through that deep, dark valley. I had to be alone. I had to be alone because it was so serious. And yes, Lisa smiles. I'm closing my eyes because when I talk about something that's so heartfelt, I just have to know Jesus is with me, and I don't know, it brings me comfort. I don't know why. I don't know why I close my eyes. When I close my eyes, you can teach people from right where you are and through whatever you go through. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for being so open. It's very helpful. You're welcome, Chrissy. Exactly, Tracy Ann. Speaking the truth is what helps people grow. He's probably enamored with the new you. People notice when we change. Now let me speak on that, because I even share and I teach people that when you start becoming yourself and liking yourself, and you start making changes, people are going to do two things. They're going to take off and leave you high and dry, or they're going to stick around. And in this, and during these last, what is it, 5 years now, there are times when he disappears, because I'm getting stronger, so I'm saying what I need to say. And this is interesting, because these last 3 weeks is the longest he's stuck around, because I'm becoming more myself. And and I said on Saturday on our coaching call that I realize, um, the more I love me, and I listened, Tracy Ann, to the Miles Monroe video you put in Lisa's chat last night, and he was talking about self love as being worthy, and your self esteem, and all those things. And I had to think about that, because as I just lost track of my thought. As I'm growing and changing, the most important thing is how I'm loving me, how I'm loving me, and not so much love that someone could give me. And Miles Monroe put that so good. He was like, don't, be a single person and fall in love with yourself. And then he went to the scriptures where it says, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. That's what you got to do first, because we are created in the image of God, and God is love. So that's when I say true healing begins with self love. I say that because when we know God and He is love, and as I get to know Him, I get to know me and I can love myself. So then I can move down to phase two where it says, love your neighbor as yourself. Because if I don't love me, I'm not in a position to love anyone else. And I don't know, it was so good. So what we do is we try to get someone else to say, I love you to you. Like you want this person to tell you, I love you. And you can be like, no, you got to already love you. And then Miles Monroe put it so good. You have to ask the person, not, do you love me? And stop begging people to love you, but just ask them, do you love yourself? Because if they don't love yourself, they can't love you, because God is love. And if they don't know who God is, who their creator is, how in the world are they going to love you? So just really good stuff, like really good message. Right, Chrissy, but the attractiveness can seem like a challenge now. So what did I miss? Yes, thank you for being so open, speaking the truth. He's probably enamored with the new you. People notice when we change. Okay. That's beautiful, Coach Shena. Right, Chrissy, but attractiveness seems like a challenge now. I feel you summon. I'm summoning my peace when I close my eyes. Well, that's a good way to put it. Back then they didn't want me, but now I'm hot. They all want me. Yeah, that's the theme. How do we say that in Bible language? I don't know. When you grow, people can see the change. I think people want in on it too. When people see a good thing, they want in on it. They're like, hey, let me back in, and then we get to decide if we let them in or not. So that's good. Self love is the best love. Falling in love with yourself is the best gift you can give yourself. Yeah, it is. It is. But I didn't take notes, but I have old notes from Miles Monroe. And like, we have to know who we are and where we come from. We have to know, and ultimately, knowing who you are is knowing you are created by God and you are His daughter or His son, right? And you come straight from His thoughts. His word spoke you here. And when we know that, when we have that foundation, then we can become, we can start to believe it and live out His purpose. And I know for me it's a slow road, but I'm so thankful, right? When Miles said we look for someone else to love us, and when they stop loving us, and when they stop loving us, we fall apart. That part slapped the back off my yeah, Tracy, yeah, that was good, right? They see you got the sauce, yeah, and they want in on it. I have to listen to that video from us. Yeah, it was in the link in Lisa's video towards the end. Tracy put it in there. It was really oops, super good, super good. But yeah, when they stop loving us, yeah, and if we love ourselves, it doesn't matter who loves us or not, because I still love me in the end. So if you try to take your love away from me, I'm still fully loved by God. So what other love do I need? Anything else is like extra. Yeah, it's a good video. It's really deep. Yeah, definitely listen to it if you get a chance. So with all that being said, my goodness, let me go. Forgot I got my water here too. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a lot said, and I was thirsty. So you got to take it. Let me see, Chris. Let me see. I should be in my oops, that's the wrong thing. It was called um hold on. How far back did it go? Oh, Keys to Self Love by Dr. Miles Monroe. Jesus, I don't know how to put it in the chat. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Tracy, and that's a good idea because I don't know how to do that. That's perfect. Yeah, that good video. All right, so in the beginning, when I first came on here, I looked at the first couple of sentences in here, and it kind of blew me away based on what happened last night on the 6 hour live, and then today on the walk that Lisa had. But let me start reading. Let me switch my glasses actually, because I can see better when I read with these on. All right. Okay. It's hard to see the chat, but I can see the words. So we're reading my book, You Can Heal. Cute little short book, right? Perfect. Thanks, ladies. Going to listen as you go. Yeah, good, Christy Sam. Get that good word in you. I love Miles Monroe. I remember my ex and I were listening to Miles Monroe. That's one pastor we would listen to together, and we wanted to find out where we could go hear him. We went through these phases where everything's gonna be fine. So, anyways, he was looking it up on the phone, and we didn't know he had passed away in the airplane crash. I was floored. I was floored, and all his information is so relevant today. I mean, what a good teacher. What a good teacher. But I had no idea the man was not even on the earth anymore. God bless him. God. But he's with the Lord. He's definitely with Jesus. So we're on chapter 7. There's just 8 chapters, so we'll do chapter 7. And this chapter is take action to live the life you really want. Well, excuse me, hold on. All right. Chapter 7, take action to live the life you really want. While creating these steps to healing, I've often been reminded of a time when I was in 7th grade. I remember coming out of my bedroom and telling my mom the following: I'm going to own a home one day for women. She asked, "What are you talking about? How do you know that?" I replied, "God showed it to me. Women who are hurting will be able to live in this house with their kids and get the help they need to be able to have a better life." And I remember, I can close my eyes and see myself in that conversation. And I was in like the 7th grade. And I didn't know at the time all that I would go through in my life. But God showed that to me. So now today, so what, in 7th grade, what was it, like 1983 or something like that? I don't know. It was a long time ago. But now here it is, 2023. And I'm meeting with women in person in a building, and I can see how everything is beginning to come to pass. And listen, it is humbling and it blows my mind. Are those reindeer? Yeah, she's gulping for God with the deer. Oh gosh. Chrissy said, "Are those reindeer?" Yeah, Psalm 42:1. We're like deer panting after the water, Chrissy Sam. That's the foundational scripture verse for this ministry because we're not thirsty for men, we're thirsty for Jesus. We're hungering and thirsting after the Lord. So that's why we go for God on this channel. All right. I remember this moment so clearly, and now I want to be able to heed the call that God has given me. What's so ironic is that if I hadn't experienced everything I did, the abandonment, the molestation, the rape, and resulting attachment issues, I wouldn't have been prepared to answer this call to open a home and help women. I'm so thankful and blessed, and that's how I want you to look at your life. Try to change your thinking and not see the things that have happened to you as something bad. Instead, your experiences have made you who you are. God has planned for you, and you just need to allow yourself to find out what it is. And that's how I know God is real, because as a little girl, if you showed me a vision And I'm sitting here today talking to you while having a certain amount of influence over your life and being able to use everything that I've been through and still will go through to help blows me away. It does. And God is never too late. And Lisa was talking about that. Like it's never too late. If he puts something in your spirit and shows you, it is going to come forth if you're walking and serving him daily. Like because God can't lie. He already ordained your path, right? So if he already thought of you, created you, and knew what you were going to do to bring glory to his name, it's going to get done if you're willing to put in the time and the work and to not give up and to not give up. Yeah, it's taking me forever to get a t-shirt made. Well, you know what? You just got to take it because God's not in a rush and I'm not going to be in a rush because I see everybody else doing that. And Blessing gave me the great idea of water bottles too. And I like that idea, you know. But I gotta feel comfortable and I can't feel that pressure because it kind of depresses me if I get on that comparing kick. I will not do that to myself. I just won't. Okay. Where am I? God has a plan for you. You just need to allow yourself to find out what it is. I believe there's another reason why I had that vision in the seventh grade. That was the year I met my very best friend, and we remained friends even as adults. 3 years ago, she took her life. She committed suicide because she was stuck in a relationship that was hurting her, and she didn't feel like she had a way out. I miss her terribly. I've decided to honor her memory by naming my home for women after her, and I really am. I'll tell you, her name was Amy, and I called her Amers, and she calls me Sheen. And um, so, yeah, when I cut that ribbon, it's going to be Amers Home for Women. And I just need a moment to just smile and think about her. She's with the Lord. She was saved, but it's amazing how we can have people in our life so close to us that we love, and we don't even really know what's going on, and that shouldn't happen. I'm getting a little emotional, but you know, I remember there were times we talked, and I don't know. You think about things. I don't have guilt anymore about I could have done more. I had to work through that, but yeah, Amers home. So, and she was a beautiful person, and I'm gonna see her. I'm gonna see her again. I'm gonna see her again. So I don't think I ever shared her name. I really don't. But I think her dad and I are really close. I call him Dad, and he's actually in North Carolina. So he's always trying to get me to come see him and hang out. But yeah, I think that's why continuing to press forward towards my dream because there's so many women who are hurting and we don't have anybody to talk to or a safe place to share. And I don't know, that's why I just love the in-person groups and the live, even the Zoom call Saturday was beautiful to me. It was the Lord, and I don't know. I don't know. Comparison is the thief of joy. It'll all come together as it should when you're ready. It is. That comparison thing is not attractive. Stop doing that, ladies. That's beautiful to honor Amy that way. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I got a tissue box in the top of my closet. Her dad gave it to me. He came up like a year after she had passed, and we went out to lunch or breakfast. I don't brunch or something. And I don't know. It was nice, but yeah, he's in North Carolina. Double visit. Right. 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 Well, thank you for letting me share and reflect on my Amers. I love her. All right, so I said I decided to honor her memory by naming my home for women after her. It will be the ultimate tribute, I wrote. It will be a place to help women heal, recover, grow, and become strong again. A place where they can discover who they are and what they really want. So, yeah, you guys mark my word. Remember this live, and you heard it here right from my very own mouth. Okay, so when you see me cut that ribbon one day, if you don't have a relationship with Jesus right now and you're listening to this video, and then I post a video of me cutting that ribbon, listen, you're going to have to take it. Okay, you're going to have to surrender eventually to the lordship, to Jesus's lordship. You're going to have to come under submission to his holy name. What else is there? When it's all said and done, now listen, I'm 51. There's nothing out there better than Jesus. Take my word for it. They're not. I went to college. I know what I was doing in college. I know what nonsense. Oh my goodness. I tell ya. I tell ya. Yeah. Yeah, I went to college, so I nothing surprises me, and I tell people that when they coach with me or whatever, I'm one on one. Like you can really honestly say anything because I have probably experienced it already. Nothing shocks me. This home will be just another way I can take action because I know who I am and what I want now. How many times have you been doing something, going somewhere, spending time with someone, or even working at a job and you don't want to be doing it? That's the time you ask yourself, what do I really want to be doing? Your answers are your dreams, your goals, and your deepest desires. What are your dreams? What are your goals? What are your deepest desires? That's really, I think, a lot of us have jobs, right? Or even businesses, like I have a daycare business. But my dream isn't to change diapers until I am ready to be taken up out of here. You know, I want to be able to wake up every day and like, I don't know, just just be free, I don't know. So, yeah, and I think I've shared before like visualize your perfect morning routine. How you want to really start your day. And mine is like I need like a good 4 hours because I've done it before. I've taken a day where I knew I had nothing going on. And I lived out like my perfect morning routine. Like if I didn't have to answer to anything, it takes me 4 hours. So that's why my mornings are so precious because I have to get up at like 3:30 in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning. And right now that's just it's not gonna happen. But yeah, just what's your perfect morning routine? Mine includes tea and reading my expert book and reading the word and exercising, doing my stretches and walking and worshiping and dancing before the Lord. And it takes me 4 hours. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what do you really want to be doing? Your answers are your dreams, goals, and deepest desires. Spend some time thinking about what those things are. A way to help you do that is to list some categories on a sheet of paper. Start with self, and then your career, your health, and spirituality, and then write down what you really want for yourself in those areas of your life. And I know for me, one of mine in the health was losing weight. Now I had to go to the doctor today, and these doctors, and I think it's just I know who it is. It's the enemy. He really tries to throw me off track because I had to get a mammogram today. Now listen to this lesson, you guys, because most of us on here have probably had them, right? So they hurt. We all know they hurt. And I got a good lesson out of this. And this is one of the videos like I could have made in the car when I left the appointment and da 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 da. But I'll just tell you right now. So I'm standing there, and the lady I had a couple months ago, you guys, I had a whole biopsy because there was this whole cancer scare again. And I had a biopsy done, and the girl who did it was really cute. It, oh, you never had a mammogram? Oh, Lisa. Oof. You can call me and cry after. Oh, yeah. You're gonna, oh my goodness. Well, I think they say at 40 start. But some places now, like you can go do walk-ins and get them early. Oh God, Chrissy, they hurt is an understatement. So the lesson with the mammogram, Lisa, so this is good for you then. She did the first side and then she had to do the other side. And you know, they crank this thing. Like once they get you all set up in there, hi, Dr. Rowanista, they crank this, thing and they just keep smashing it down, down, down. And Tracy Ann, you've never had Tracy Ann? Tracy Ann, I'm gonna keep you accountable. You need to make the appointment. Oh yeah. Tracy Ann, I might have to call you when we get off here. Oh, yeah, make that appointment. Make that appointment. Now, well, if you choose to, I would highly suggest it. Um, I really would. Now, the whole point is they really hurt. Dr. Rowanisa, we're talking about mammograms here. And coach, we're coaching again. So they're cranking this thing down and it just hurt so bad. And the first on the right side, I was just focusing on the pain. And you have to hold your breath and it seems like, you're just gonna die. And I told myself, I'm not gonna suffer on the left side. I'm not gonna suffer. So when she was like, okay, and she's getting me in there, and when she started cranking that thing, I said to myself, instead of focusing on the pain, I'm going to close my eyes and focus on something beautiful, which today was the sky and water. And it's amazing how the brain allowed me to be fine on the left side. Like, it still hurt, but all my energy wasn't focused on the pain. And this is what we can do too as we're healing. Like when we always focus on what someone did that hurt us so bad, like, and you keep reliving it and you keep focusing on it, you're going to hurt and you're going to feel depressed and sad. So when you have these thoughts and they're troubling thoughts, we have to take the thought and replace it with a different image. Imagine yourself somewhere else doing something you enjoy, laughing, whatever it is, but you got to wake yourself up out of that loop, and give yourself permission to allow the thought to pass on by like a cloud in the sky, and then you replace it with something beautiful. And we don't stay stuck there. I mean, it's going to happen. We're going to remember things because trauma is there's triggers, there's sights, smells, and sounds that are going to happen if you've had trauma in your life. But you've got to remember that you're in the present moment. It's not happening now. It's not happening now. And it takes patience and time and being gentle with yourself and not trying to shove the memory under the rug like it never happened, but let whatever feelings pass through with and replacing it with something else. And that's what I did with the mammogram. I had to take my mind off the pain. I had to take my mind off the pain. And I said, my goodness, it was bad. So, yeah, Lisa Smiles, call me so I can help prepare you for your very first one. And Tracy, and I encourage you to make that good old appointment. That's a good lesson. Yeah. Be sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Akeisha. Make the appointment with Dr. Jesus right away. All right. Yeah, so make your list. That's what we were talking about. Do it for a couple days in a row for each category and see if your answers stay the same or if they change slightly. So you're going to get your categories, yourself, your career, your health, your your faith, your relationship with God, and then write down what you really want for yourself in those areas, and then do this for a couple days and see if they say the same, because you really want to flush out. You don't just want the surface answer. You want to really dig down a little deeper, for sure. And one of mine was to transform my body physically. And when I went to that doctor today and I got on that scale, now, when you go to like the same doctor, they use those really good scales. So not the last time I went, but the times before, the scale was 30 pounds different today, you guys. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. You're gonna cry over a shot. Oh no. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a lot. Oh gosh. Yeah, yeah, it did. It did. And thank God, And I kept this picture um, of healthy food that I looked at for like 2 years, and this picture of this lady with like a flat stomach and just working on things. And I said this before in a live a couple months ago or a month ago. I think I'm convinced now it's not about the number, it's about how you want to look or feel when you look at yourself in the mirror. Like, do you want to be satisfied? Because even losing, the 30 pounds or whatever, um, I still can look in the mirror and find things about me that I want to change. Like now I want, this skin tone and I want muscles. So, it's a journey. It's always something. So just a word of caution. Don't let that number like drive you nuts, because it's not about the number. It's like when I look in the mirror, I want my shape to be this and I want this and I want that. And, you know, not the number. I think the number makes women um, depressed, honestly. I really do. I really do. So I remember Acacia on my birthday, we had a conversation, and Acacia, I was trying to tell Acacia, I gotta work on my bottom because I want a better butt, you know? And she was like, she made some good points about that, how God created me and, my shape and, blah, blah, blah. And I really heard what she was saying. I did. But in the end, I was like, well, I have a flat butt and I don't want it to be. So I'm going to do it the natural way and, keep squatting and see what the Lord has. Now, let me tell you, if I squat for a whole year and nothing changes, I'm not meant to have a derriere. It's just going to stay flat, right? I mean, I think a year of squats, if nothing changes, it's supposed to be that way. So, like Tony Gaskin says, go to Dr. Jim, Gym, not Jim, right? That always makes me laugh too. All right, so I said keep writing, and by the end of the week, go back and read everything you wrote so you can begin to see what you really want for your life. Because, like I've said before, we know that we don't want pain. We don't want suffering. We don't want to keep experiencing the trauma we've gone through. God's highest call for us is to be free. And whom the Son sets free is free indeed, right? So that immediately happens. Once you get saved, you're free. You're in Christ. But now we have to do things and take action and make decisions to get to the life we really want. God's not going to do everything. We got to get into action. We can't be lazy. I think about Tony Gaskins every time I'm on the Stairmaster. Yeah. And Chrissy, you know how to work that Stairmaster. I cannot do it. That thing is so difficult. Let's just have a moment of silence for Chrissy Sam on the Stairmaster. You're doing great. I'm telling you. It's a lot going on. It's a lot. And Chrissy Sam works hard, because when she's making those videos and she's in the gym, and then you'll see the machines going really fast and she's speeding up the video, and then she'll come on the camera and be like, okay, Chrissy's crew, I just worked out, and she's like sweating. When I would come out of the gym, there was no sweat anywhere. So Lisa would make her videos about how to work out and what to do with your hair. And I'm like, well, I don't really need this live because I come out of the gym and there's no sweat ever. So that the gym doesn't work for me. I don't know. Maybe I'm not going in hard enough with the machines. I don't know, but I there's just nothing happening. But Chrissy Sam is probably doing it the right way, and I'm just I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, but or I just give up on it because the stairmaster is a beast. You guys, one time I took a spin class with the little stationary bikes, and there's like 100 bikes lined up, and these people are on there just riding the bike. And I didn't want to walk out of the class because then I'd look like, oh my God, I would look terrible. I suffered. It was like a 40-minute spin class. I will never, ever do that again. Ever. And then, they tell you to stand up and raise your butt off the bike and then go down and got to go up hills. It was so hard. I'm not ever, you're doing something right, 30 pounds down. Yeah, I walk 1 to 3 miles a day. And if I miss, I miss, but I do. I walk every day. And, I try to eat better. And I think for me, I told you guys this before, black beans and onions and like sauteed vegetables and soup. I'll go on like that kind of, I made up my own little diet plan. And that's really all I did. And then I'd walk and I drink water all the time, like all the time. And tea, and I rarely have like soda or things like that. Yeah, my ministry is walking. Yeah, the walking does it. It's just consistent walking. I walked the pounds away, literally. I did. I think when COVID started, that's when I got my walking game going. And yeah, so it took 3 years? COVID was in 2020 because in 2020 I weighed 164 pounds. Yeah, and then now I'm weighing 130. So I just walked. I just walked and I ate what I liked. I like food. I like food. So, oh yeah, I never gave up my pure leaf tea. No, no, I'm not that person. Like I'm not going to do the most. Like I'm going to enjoy what I want. And that's why I give a lot of credit to those people who stay on these meal plans and can cook better and prepare meals. It's very inspirational. And I've tried to do those things, and I think because on my healing journey, I'm an emotional eater. So then when I would try to diet and then I would emotionally eat, I would just feel worse about myself. And it came to a point where I was torturing myself because at one point I was up to I was at like 180 pounds in my marriage. I got bigger. And I just emotionally eat. But then when I would try to diet and stuff like that, I just felt worse about myself for like not succeeding or, going back to eating other stuff. So walking for me works. And that's about it for and swimming. I like to get in the pool and I just kind of walk around in the pool, and do the little, I don't know what that move is called, but none of this and all that. I just kind of slowly move around. I just kind of slowly move around. Yeah, Lisa, just keep walking. Just keep walking until you get the shape you want or whatever you're trying to do. But I'm telling you, I just walked for 3 years, and that's what happened for me. And you know how Tony also says that everybody's body is different. There's these ketos, there's all these diets, and if I don't eat, I get very dizzy and I get very lightheaded. Like I can't fast even because my brain starts speeding up. And I don't know if all of you know, but I have mental illness in my background. And there were times when I would be so manic, mania would kick in that I wouldn't sleep for like 5 days in a row and I wouldn't eat. So I have to be very, very careful with food. Like I know for me, if my brain doesn't get fed enough, then it can go into a whole nother world of its own. So I don't mess around with that. I do not mess around with that because I know what I've been through, and I know how my mind is. So I eat, and I don't diet. I don't diet. I don't diet. But everybody's different. Yes, I can't do the intermittent. What what is this? You're doing something right. You look lost 30 pounds and you still okay, yeah, I drink the Pure. I like walking. I was the same. I think the toxic relationships aid in the emotional eating. Oh yeah, they do. Oh gosh. They do. They do. And even today, like I think too, I told you guys I've been on a chocolate chip cookie kick, and I was driving along eating chocolate chip cookies today in the car again. And I was like, you know what? When did this chocolate chip cookie eating begin? Now, see, let me coach myself. Because I had to say, Shena, you have eaten about, now, McDonald's has these 3 packs of chocolate chip cookies you can buy for like $1.34 or something. I think in the last 2 weeks, I've probably eaten about 9 packs of those cookies all at once. I don't eat one and then save one for tomorrow. No, I eat them all at once. And I had to say, when did this start? And do you guys know I started eating these cookies when I started communicating with the ex? And I had to say to myself, my goodness, look at that correlation. And I had to be real mindful about why am I doing this? And I had to go through a series of questions for myself. What are my fears? What am I afraid of? Like, why am I using this backup thing to suppress what's really going on? Like, and I had to have a whole coaching session with myself. And that's what you guys got to learn how to do. If you choose to, is when you find a habit picking back up, start asking yourself, when did this start? How am I feeling in the moment? Before I eat it, what am I thinking about? And just figure out what's really going on. Or is it just, you like the food and you want to eat it? It could just be that too. It doesn't always have to be so deep. But I don't know. And then sometimes I think, oh, I've been walking, I can reward myself or whatever we make up. But yeah, I put that connection together and I came up with some really good answers. So I was proud of that. Yeah, that's a good practice. Yeah, it is. All right, what time is it? Oh, time goes so fast when I'm on here with you guys. It does. So, um, I don't know where I am. Did I read that page? Yeah. Okay. All right. Now that you've written down what you really want, start setting goals so you can make those things happen. When you set a goal, you are beginning to have a clear vision for yourself. You are forming an idea of what you deserve, where you are headed, and how you're going to get there. When your goals are set, you can develop a plan and prepare to take action. You can ask yourself the following questions to help guide you in this process. The first one is, who do I desire to reach the goals? No, not who. Why do I desire to reach the goals I set for myself? You have to have a why. How will my life change when I reach my goals? Why must I achieve these goals? Why do I deserve to reach these goals? And how will I feel when I reach my goals? Like, what's going to be different? Reaching goals isn't easy. You're going to feel out of your comfort zone, but it's worth going through a little discomfort in order to grow. That's how I felt this morning making that video that won't post. I turned the camera on and I was just talking to the dot again. And I don't know, it just makes me so squirmy, but I got to get past that fear. And I think that's one of the other things I learned on Lisa's live last night. Like, stop saying it makes me squirmy and uncomfortable. Just keep practicing and keep doing it. And, because eventually I want to be able to give out more good educational content. And sometimes doing it on a live takes a lot of time because I'm interacting with all of you beautiful people. And sometimes, if we're honest, time doesn't allow for a live every day. So I need to get comfortable not being so concerned about everything being perfect with what I say, because I get caught up when I'm recording. I can do this whole editing thing and make it look like more than what it was or what it really is. So if I can get more comfortable just recording myself teaching, then I'll be able to honor God more, because I'll be able to bring you more information on stuff I'm reading and learning. So I need to really stop doing all this negative self talk. Now, see, I'm coaching myself again, right? That's cool, right? Tracy and Wright, coach yourself. Shawnee's in the house. Hi, Shawnee. I like your dresses and the picture of you on the swing. I'm tempted to zoom in to see the pattern on the dress, but I'm like, is that weird? So I don't know. But, anyways, really cute. And I think it's a swing. It looks like you're on a swing because the little circle is so small. All right. Reaching goals isn't easy. You're going to feel out of your comfort zone, but it's worth going through a little discomfort in order to grow. Making sure you stay on track to reach your goals will require you to put a plan in place. And this plan can be done daily, weekly, or monthly, depending on when you want to reach your goals. For example, if your goal is to save $10,000, you have to break that down into actionable steps you need to take in order to get there. Even little steps are worthwhile if they are helping you to attain your goal. Maybe you decide to save by not going out to eat as much, and packing a lunch. Little action steps will get you there. You have a plan, you have to make a plan to start with a specific goal and set a start date and an end date. Then keep doing your action steps and you will definitely have success. And that's true. That's what I have to do to write the devotional. It's what I had to do to start the coaching group. It just all doesn't happen. Like, you got to set a plan for yourself. Even if you don't follow it exactly, you got to get something in writing, and plus, when you see it in writing, it's like a little contract for yourself to get things done, right? You have to make a plan. So start with a specific goal and set a start date and an end date. Then keep doing your action steps and you will definitely have success. And that was like with the walking. Like, I wanted to, lose weight. So my plan was to walk. Well, I had to set down when, write down when I was going to walk. I'm going to walk every day in the morning and afternoon. And then I measure that. I would have to keep track if I walked or not, you know? So we got to keep ourselves accountable. There might not be someone to keep you accountable. You might not be able to reach that friend on the phone. So you get your own little chart. I walked in the morning, I walked in the afternoon. If your goal is to walk 2 times a day, and maybe don't make it so rigid. Don't say it has to be in the morning or it has to be in the evening. Just as long as you get those two 30-minute walks in, or 15-minute walks in each, whatever makes sense for you. Thank you. I'm standing in grass. You're standing in grass. Okay, it looked like a swing and it's a flower pattern. Well, it's super cute. You always take really cute little pictures. You and Lisa are good at that. Those little photo shoots you guys have. It's real good. It's real good. All right. Where am I? Okay, I remember setting goals when I began writing this book. When I would take my daughter to ballet class, I'd spend 30 minutes in the parking lot working on it. That 30 minutes was my action step, which allowed me to finish my book over time. I had to commit to doing a little every day, and then I could use my gifts and talents given to me by God to help people and do my part to make this world a better place. Your life is not about other people loving you more, but it's about you loving you more. Your life is not about you getting approval, but it's about you approving of yourself When you finish your day, do you approve of yourself, like how you spoke to people, you know, what you accomplished? Did you pick up today? Like, did you clean today? Like, do you approve of how your day went? When you look at yourself in the mirror, do you approve of you? Do you look at yourself and are you pleased with what you see? And if you're not, be honest and then take some steps to make some changes. You're the only person who can change your life. You're the only person. We can read books, we can go on lives, we can go to classes and seminars and coaching sessions, and we got it all. We got Google, so we can get about anything we need to know, right? But it's only you that's gonna do it. No one's gonna do anything for you. We gotta take action, right? Your life is not about doing something so that you can make money. I hear everybody say that. So it's not about you making money, but it's about being the person you were born to be. As a result, you will be abundantly supported by all of life, like everything. You won't just be supported with monetary gifts, but just you'll feel um, supported just by the world around you. You'll begin to see other people different, like when you go shopping at the store and someone's having a bad day and you choose to smile at them instead of looking grumpy back at them because they are like, the world just starts to look different when you start serving God, and living out his plan. Everything looks different. The best advice I can give you is to spend time in prayer with God and grow that relationship. If you don't get to know God yet, why don't you take time right now? Talk to Him to discover who He is, ask Him to guide you through your healing journey and to show you who you are, and He will. He will, because remember, when we read God's Word, we have the opportunity to hear him, to see his thoughts, literally like the word of God. The God's word is an inspired word. So even though, you know, Paul, John, whoever wrote the Bible, like they had to like write it down, and a lot of people argue, well, man wrote the Bible. Well, no, the word of God is an inspired word. It was God himself speaking through someone, just like, we watched the video, the live last night with Lisa, and she was singing and the spirit was moving, so the word she was saying, it was Lisa, we were looking at her and it was her talking, but it was the Lord speaking through her. Okay, so the word of God is inspired, so the more you read the word, you get to know him, and you get to become more like him. And when you become more like him, that's how we can build that confidence to do what he's called us to do. Some of us move at a quicker pace than others. I'm a turtle, right? I even walk slow, like I move slow, and I have to accept that. And I can't look at where someone else started and where I am now. I have to just accept how I move in this world and how God speaks to me. And when I hear something, sometimes I don't act on it right away. But I know last night the word was coming through, and I got right up and recorded that video. It's like I was in fear and trembling. I was like, oh my God, I got to get to my computer. I got to get on this camera. I was like, God, remember I read the other day, someone in the Bible didn't do something and God just took them out. He was like, listen, if you're not going to obey me and do what I called you to do and obey my commandments, you got to go. Like, I don't want to be that. I got a grandbaby coming. The baby shower is Saturday. My grandson is due in April, which is getting so close. Like, I need to be as obedient as possible, right? And think about that. And I don't know if God works like that, but God does get angry in the Bible. We've been hearing. But just imagine, like, you're a believer, right? God's got a calling on your life. He's got one for everybody, but then we don't do it. Like, and we're believers. So I'm not saying that to um, make anybody feel bad. If you heard what I just said, and it stung a little bit, that's because you're being convicted, not condemned, because you know that there's a place for you here, and there's people who need you. Yeah, there's people who need you. So just go for it. However that looks, whatever little step it is, that action step, go for it. Right? It says there are so many things God has shown me, and one of them is the writing of this book. When I created this course, I had always known that I wanted it to be a book, and now that I've done that, it feels so good. I heeded my call, learned my truth, and took action, and you can do the same. So this book, it's 8 chapters. The last chapter is it's really quick. It's called See Yourself Already Healed. But the first 7 chapters are based on the 7 pillars, the coaching program I have. And so basically this book is like well, this book is the book, but each chapter of the book there's a whole workbook to go with each chapter. And that's on my website. So that's how this book ended up coming about, because it's the workbooks that go with the book. Am I making any sense? In the coaching program, there's 7 pillars, which are the chapters in this book. And then there are 12 workbooks, though, because some of the chapters have more workbooks than the other. So there are 12 workbooks. So in the in-person groups that are meeting every month, we go through each workbook and we have a coaching session based on that workbook. So like this past Saturday, we had our group out of workbook number 2, which talks about the brain. And that's what this book's about. So that's how it really came about. And now I'm rambling. Yeah, it's getting sleepy. See, something about 10:30, that seems to be when I get tired. All right, so then the last paragraph says here, it's not about anybody else. It's about you taking the time to heal that inner person, to go within, experience the pain, feel it, and release it. You can heal. I know you can. I'm living proof of that. I believe that something you read in this book will absolutely change your life so you can live the happy life that you desire, the one God called into existence before the world began. I believe you can discover who you really are and start living the life you really want. Most importantly, you can begin to love yourself, and that's when the true healing will begin. So that's the last well, that's chapter 7, and then we've got chapter 8, but I'm really sleepy. It's just like it's a couple pages. So we'll read that next time, you guys. And I enjoy hanging out with you. I do, but I am sleepy, and I am committed to getting up in the morning and getting the chapter read. So I read Proverbs this morning. Let me see if this video. Yeah, I'm talking myself in now. I really am. I really am. I get on here and I say I'm gonna be on here for 30 minutes, and it's like it hasn't been 30 minutes. I just want to see if that video is still uploading. Yeah, it's a whole mess. I got to figure out my phone, you guys. So I'll go live tomorrow. I think we're going to do, I don't know, we're going to either be a numbers or the Psalms, or maybe both. Restart your phone. Ah, I tried that the last time. Is that what I got to do? Just power it off? Well, it's been all day and I didn't think to do that. I have to wait till 10:30, and half the time I don't even know how to turn off the phone. Yeah, I don't know. The phone isn't even turning on. I don't know. I'll figure that when I get up and reconnect to your internet. What do you mean? I gotta unplug stuff, Lisa? Is that what you mean? I don't know because I was all the way in a whole nother state and it was doing this. And my internet wasn't even near me. I don't know. It's just exhausting thinking about it. I'll figure it out. Yeah, I really not. I can't even figure out how to turn the phone off. This was another great group session. Thank you, Coach. Tracy Ann, you're so welcome. Thank you for my text message today, Tracy Ann. All right. I love you guys. I really do. When I say that, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And I trust that everybody's going to sleep peacefully. And Chrissy Sam, if you're still on here, yeah, play that Miles Monroe video. 'Cause it's really good. And I have a little bit left to listen to too. Yeah, good night, Akeisha. I love you. Go to sleep. I'm going to do that. I got to rush first. Is that how you say it? Get that shower. All right. Always remember true healing begins. This is a sign for begin or start, like you're starting a car, you're putting the ignition in the car. So true healing begins with self love. Why? You go like this and then you make a why. Why? Because God is love and He lives on the inside of you. And this is a sign for soul. All right. I'll talk